2 or 3 weeks ago, after Sha'Carri Richardson finished dead last in her big return race, after being suspended by the International Olympic Committee for smoking a little bit of weed, after she finished last, I told you guys that it was over for Sha'Carri Richardson. For all the kids out there, Sha'Carri Richardson should be an example of what you don't want to do. She was given the golden goose. She was handed a potentially multi-million dollar career, and she squandered that opportunity. It took her less than 2 months to ruin her career. The story of Sha'Carri Richardson, it should be taught in every public relations class in colleges across the country. It should be taught PR 101, first day. Everything not to do if you want to have a successful career in the public spotlight. After being suspended by the Olympics, Sha'Carri Richardson had most of America on her side. Many people, myself included, thought it was ludicrous that she was banned from competing in the Olympics for doing something that was legal. She had the sympathy of the country. She literally became a celebrity overnight. Interviews on the Today Show, spreads in magazines, front page of media outlets across the country, endorsement deals. Sha'Carri Richardson went from being a nobody to a VIP. Now, she had some accomplishments in track and field before she became famous. She was the sixth fastest woman in the world. She won gold at the 2017 Pan American Championships. But no one cared. None of that mattered. What made Sha'Carri Richardson interesting was her story. People could relate. Not everyone, of course, but there were a lot of people who could relate to her, or at least empathize with her situation, with the story. All she had to do from that point forward was handle herself with class. And it started off well, it really did. Sha'Carri Richardson, she couldn't have handled the aftermath of her Olympic suspension any better than she did. She didn't blame anyone else. She didn't blast the Olympics. She didn't pull the race card like so many other athletes would have done. Looking at you, Gwen Berry. Sha'Carri Richardson took responsibility for her actions. She owned up to her mistakes. She vowed to be better. People can respect that. The problem's been everything that's happened afterwards. Sha'Carri Richardson let the fame and the fortune go to her head. She was running around acting like she had the legacy of a Tom Brady when she hadn't accomplished a damn thing. Telling the world how great she was, how dominant she was going to be when she returned. Non-stop bragging and self-promotion. Classless behavior, to be honest. Sha'Carri Richardson thought that she was at the top, when the reality was she had just been given a few unearned steps up the ladder. Sha'Carri Richardson is 21 years old, and she's the classic case of being given too much too soon. This is what happens when you're given fame and fortune and you didn't do anything to earn it. Here's the thing with the media. The media likes to build sympathetic figures into stars, especially when they check all the woke boxes. The media has the power to turn you into a superstar. They'll be your best friend when you're trending news. But all of that free publicity is not really free. It comes with expectations, it comes with responsibility. Two things Sha'Carri Richardson was not mature enough to handle. How do I know she wasn't mature enough to handle it? Watch for yourself.
This is one race. I'm not done. You know what I'm capable of. Count me out if you want to. Talk all the shit you want. Because I'm here to stay. I'm not done. I'm the sixth fastest woman in this game ever. And can't nobody ever take that from me.
That interview took place a couple of weeks ago, after Sha'Carri Richardson finished dead last in her return to track and field. She had managed to bring a lot of attention, a lot of eyes to an event that normally doesn't receive any mainstream publicity. That interview right there, that 13-second clip, was the final nail in the coffin of the career of Sha'Carri Richardson. She received universal backlash for her behavior. More than likely, it was also the last time that Sha'Carri Richardson would ever be interviewed after a race, unless she wins. And even then, she might not be interviewed because no one's watching. The media doesn't generally interview people who finish last place. They damn sure don't interview people who lose consistently. The only reason Sha'Carri Richardson was given that interview was because she was the biggest star in that race, the only star really in that race. She was the reason people were watching. Here we are, just what, 2, 3 weeks later? And no one's paying attention anymore. I told you guys, when she finished last in that race, it was over. The mainstream media attention surrounding Sha'Carri Richardson would disappear, and it has. The media is brilliant in their ability to build stars, but they can forget about you quickly. Once you're no longer trending news, once you're no longer interesting, the media just moves on to the next story. Sha'Carri Richardson's been forgotten. How do I know she's been forgotten? She competed in 2 races last week, September 3rd, September 5th. She finished second place in one, finished fourth place in the other. There were no post-race interviews. There wasn't a reporter from NBC waiting to get another controversial soundbite from Sha'Carri Richardson. Her back-to-back losses were like a tiny drop in the media ocean. Did you guys know about this? I mean, seriously, did you know that this happened? I didn't know. I didn't know until last night when one of my long-term viewers sent this story to me. I check for news like this all day, every day. Sha'Carri Richardson wasn't even on my radar. The reason she wasn't on my radar is because she's no longer in the mainstream. Sha'Carri Richardson has been forgotten. Google her name. Google her name right now. And the majority of the results that will come back are from 3 weeks ago when she finished last in her return race. Very, very few media outlets covered the 2 races from Labor Day weekend. The link my viewer sent me from a media outlet I had never heard of. I actually had to cross-check it just to make sure it was legit. After losing twice over the weekend, Sha'Carri Richardson took to Instagram and said, "Learned so much this year, lose so much this year, but not one time did I break, baby. 21 and coming hard until I'm done." I hate to break it to Sha'Carri Richardson, but you're already done. You're done. Your mainstream media attention is gone. You were yesterday's news. And it's really sad when you think about it. This young woman had so much potential. She was gifted a massive platform, 21 years old. And given a platform it takes most of us years to build, if you could ever build it. Sha'Carri Richardson took that gift and flushed it in 6 weeks. All it took was 6 weeks, 42 days, and it's over. Sha'Carri Richardson could win the next 10 races, wouldn't matter. People have already moved on. She turned so many people off with her behavior. Sha'Carri Richardson, she didn't have to win every race to maintain her celebrity. She just needed to remain relatable. Chael Sonnen lost every championship fight he competed in. Yet every time he main evented a UFC pay-per-view, people paid to watch him fight. Why? Because Chael Sonnen was entertaining. He was relatable. You don't have to be Michael Jordan or Tom Brady to have a successful career. If you're entertaining and relatable, people will watch. People will support you. The problem is, Sha'Carri Richardson is neither. I hope she saved her money. I hope she invests well because the free ride on the media train is over. Time to let me know what you think. And be honest, did you guys know Sha'Carri Richardson lost back-to-back last weekend? Hell, did you even know that she was racing or competing at all? Also, do you think her mainstream media career is over? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I will see you guys later.